Good morning. Thank you for joining me again. We're in Psalm 23. Today we're looking at the last part of verse 5. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. It's beautiful, isn't it? You anoint my head with oil. But what does that mean within the context of a shepherd and his sheep? Well, recently we spoke about some of the enemies that threaten the lives of the sheep. Things like wolves and jackals that the shepherd had to constantly look out for. And if necessary, he had to lay down his own life to protect those sheep. But those weren't the only enemies that these sheep faced. There were also minor things, such as flies. There were apparently a specific type of fly that, given the chance, would come and lay its eggs in the nasal passage of the sheep. And you can imagine how irritating that would be. And so the shepherd would often just apply some oil around the nasal area to stop these flies coming and laying their eggs. At the end of the day, the shepherd would also count the sheep back into the fold, as we've already talked about. He would extend his rod, and each sheep would pass under the rod, and it would give an opportunity for the shepherd to inspect the sheep one by one, looking for things like that, but also looking for minor wounds, minor cuts that could become problematic if not treated. And the way that he treated them, these wounds, was with oil. They had a specific type of oil. And isn't it like that in our lives as well? Not all the challenges we face are necessarily life-threatening, but there are always little things that come and rob us of our peace, things that come and niggle us, that trouble us. I think about my own experience. Just this very night, I found myself troubled over something small. If I were to mention it, you'd think it would be a waste of time, but it was something that was troubling me. And I felt the need during the night to get up and to pray about it. And so I went and I prayed to the Lord and brought it before the Lord. And I felt that healing oil just coming and just bringing that reassurance and just that refreshing. And I've been fine ever since. And it can be the same for you, no matter how small it seems, no matter how insignificant it seems. If it's troubling you, if it's robbing you peace, bring it before the Lord. Because he also wants to apply that healing oil like ointment upon your soul. Interesting as well that oil was often used to anoint guests into the home as they would come for a meal. They would be received with just a drop of oil, fragrant oil. And it was a way of showing honor and welcoming that person with blessing. And if we think about what was said previous, that the Lord lays before us a table in the presence of our enemies, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It's almost like he wants to receive us as special honored guests at his table, as he provides for us in the presence of our enemy. And as we read through the Bible, we see often that oil refers to the Holy Spirit. And it's interesting that the Holy Spirit, he's the one that is able to be poured out upon us and able to bring that refreshing for our soul. He finishes by saying, my cup runs over. My cup runs over. And again, that's another way of speaking about prosperity and abundance. In other words, I have everything that I need in him. He is my provider. And I want to encourage you today. If you're carrying a wound, if you are hurting, if you are troubled, come to the one who can bring healing. Come and receive that oil from him. Allow him to apply his holy oil to your life. May you have a blessed and peaceful and prosperous day. God bless you.